update video. Didn't do one last week and maybe the week before because I was uploading almost every day on the drag car. So we'll get to this in a second. Ignore the wiring mess, we'll get to that in a second. So that transmission and wiring harness is out of that same car that we put the engine in. That was no good, straight from LKQ. Ordered up another one. That one is sitting right here. I will not put this engine in. All of the oil holes are completely open. They didn't have plugs in anything. It's got oil leaks. It's not, this is the warranty engine for that, to replace that engine. It's not going in. There's another one that's going to be here on Monday, so I'm going to assume Tuesday. So 3 engines to get this thing running. A little ridiculous. So it's kind of put a wrench in my plans because I don't have a lot of space here, and I have the stuff from that engine swap sitting around. I don't want to put it outside, obviously. I don't have any storage for it anywhere. I've got this Z that I can't have sitting outside. So the plan was, right after that was done, was put this white car on the lift, bang this up, because this is going to be maybe 2 days worth of work, and it's going to be running out of here. But I don't have the lift. So I've been cranking away on the Z, getting a ton of stuff done for that. The wiring you see on the ground is me finishing up the engine bay wiring. I got everything wired. Now we're putting it into 2 big connectors so that we can make it so it comes in and out of the car. The intercooler piping is pretty much done. I got to weld that joint right there. That's done. All the injectors are in. The Deutschwerks fuel rails are in. Did require some modification on that side to fit, but it is what it is. We've got our fuel system hooked up. So we have our TurboSmart fuel filter into our flex fuel sensor, into the regulator, and then out to our 2 rails. And then we have obviously our return. Now, usually the flex fuel sensor goes after the regulator. You can see I don't have a lot of room to work with, and I really don't think this car is going to see ethanol all that often. And if it is, the guy is pretty good about being diligent about keeping track of everything. So I'll just tell him to let the car run for a little bit to get the ethanol in there that is reading. It's really not a huge deal. The Haltech does have compensation in it for if it's running a bit too rich. So the radiator piping, I got to get a fill cap to put here, and then I got to make that bend there. I'm going to cut this short, cut that short, so they come together easier. This actually isn't even going all the way. So there's that. The lower one is a bit more complicated. I got to weld up a 135-degree bend that goes underneath the intercooler piping. That'll then go into this, which will be sitting a lot lower, and then that'll be done. So we tested this. I got the starter working so we could crank the engine over. I'll put that clip in here. So we know the starter is turning the right way. There's no plugs in there, so that's just telling me we got compression in there. So once we get all that done, it's just a matter of hooking up the heater core, which is that line there, and that line there, going to those ports back there. Easy. The car is pretty much ready to start. We just have to get just a couple things buttoned up, and then once it's running, I'm going to do all the body stuff. Because if we come over here to the wiring harness, a lot of what you see here, this is from the PDM, and this is going to be body control stuff: headlights, taillights, indicators, things like that. Fuel pump, fuel level sensor. It's all in-car stuff. Obviously, the fuel pump one has to get hooked up, but that's besides the point. So we're making some crazy fast progress on that. I really want to have this driving in the next, like, maybe by next Wednesday. I'd like to have it running, and so that I can at least lift the clutch and back the thing out. Might be a little ambitious on my part, but we will see. So other than that, Rex's car, the gray car, is off to Illinois, which is actually why I haven't been able to tune the drag car, because my ramps and straps are with him. I won't get those back until Sunday. The Cube, running great as always. Went to a store this morning. Starts right up, drives, makes whooshy noises. The goal is end of August, put a clutch in that thing and send it till it blows the motor up. That's the plan. So that car needs 2 days worth of work. The all-wheel drive car, I just need time. Once I get the Z out of here, that's probably gonna be the next big project to come in here. I don't know if I have shown the interior of the drag car, but I got everything mounted up. It's not perfect, but we have this where we need it, so we can use it as a shift light. Everything's got brackets. It's thick stainless steel bracket holding that on, so that works. It still fires right up, so that's good. And then the only other thing we have is this Georgia car over here, which we are just waiting a registration for still. It would be active already, but we need registration. So busy. Cleaned up everything on the side over there, just waiting for a scrap company to come grab everything, because we have some big changes coming in August, some huge changes. We'll get into that more around that time. So that is where we're at. Oh, and back here is an absolute shit show. It's just a mess back here. There's just stuff I need to clean. I've been going so hard on all these things. I haven't had 2 minutes to clean up. So hiring part-time cleaner if anybody wants to come clean the shop.